Number 25, the smallest gun. The Swiss minigun is no bigger than a key, but it's capable of firing tiny bullets at over 270 miles per hour. That's more than enough to kill at close range. Number 24, the smallest bodybuilder. Standing at just 2 feet 9 inches, Aditya Dev, also known as Romeo of India, is the world's smallest bodybuilder according to the Guinness Book of World Records. Number 23, the smallest lizard. Also known as the dwarf lizard, the Jaraguá sphero is the world's smallest lizard and is typically found in the Jaraguá National Park in the Dominican Republic. Number 22, the smallest car. Weighing only 150 pounds, the Peel 50 is the smallest car ever approved for street use. Number 21, the smallest horse. It weighs less than a newborn, but Einstein is the world's smallest horse that isn't affected by dwarfism. Number 20, the smallest school. Labeled by UNESCO as the smallest school in the world, Khalil School in Iran has a total population of 4, not including the soldier-turned-teacher Abdu Muhammad Shirani. Number 19, the smallest teapot. Created by Wu Rushin, the smallest teapot in the world weighs only 1.4 grams. Number 18, the smallest prison. Known as Sark, it's found on the Channel Islands and it was built in 1856. It only has room for 2 prisoners, which sometimes made for some extremely crowded conditions. Number 17, the smallest monkey. Native to the tropical rainforests of South America, the pygmy marmoset tops out at a weight of only 4 ounces. Number 16, the smallest postal service. Abbreviated WSPS, the world's smallest postal service in San Francisco, transcribes your mail into a miniature version before sending it. Number 15, the smallest poisonous frog. The poison dart frog is the most poisonous amphibian on the planet and can only be found on the western slopes of the Andes Mountains in Ecuador. Number 14, the smallest house. Named Tumbleweed, the smallest house in the world was constructed by Jay Schaefer of San Francisco and is smaller than some people's closets. Number 13, the smallest dog. Weighing in at only 1 pound and barely bigger than a Coke can, Tiny Pinocchio is considered to be the world's smallest dog. Number 12, smallest park. Mills End Park in Portland, Oregon is the world's smallest park at barely 2 feet across. Don't let that fool you though, it comes complete with a swimming pool for butterflies, a miniature Ferris wheel, and statues. Number 11, the smallest fish. Recently discovered in an acidic Indonesian peat swamp, females of the Paedocypris progenetica, a member of the carp family, only grow to be 7.9 millimeters long. Number 10, the smallest man. Measuring in at 27 inches, Eduardo Nino Hernandez of Colombia has been certified by the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's smallest man. Number 9, the smallest police station. Essentially nothing more than a phone booth, the town of Carabel, Florida lays claim to what used to be the world's smallest functioning police station. Number 8, the smallest baby. In 2006, Amelia Taylor was born as the world's smallest premature baby after only 22 weeks of development. She was only 10 ounces and 9.5 inches long. Number 7, smallest artwork. Suffering from dyslexia and other learning disabilities, Willard Wigan never excelled in school but found solace in creating minuscule artwork that could barely be seen by the naked eye. Number 6, smallest teddy bear. Created by German artist Bettina Kaminsky, this teddy bear is only 5 millimeters tall. Number 5, the smallest living organism. The parasitic bacterium Mycoplasma genitalium that inhabits the genital and respiratory tracts of primates is widely considered by scientists to be the smallest organism capable of independent growth and reproduction. Number 4, smallest non-living organism. Although there is still some debate about what's considered alive and what isn't, most biologists would not classify a virus as a living organism due to the fact that it can't reproduce or metabolize by itself. A virus, however, can get much smaller than any living organism, including the bacterium we just saw. The smallest is the single-stranded DNA virus porcine circovirus. You see it here. It's only 17 nanometers across. Number 3, the smallest thing visible to the naked eye. The smallest objects visible to the unaided human eye are roughly 0.1 millimeters long. This means that under the right conditions, you should be able to see an amoeba proteus, a paramecium, and even a human egg. Number 2, the smallest observed object in the universe. Over the last century, science has made great strides into understanding the vastness of space and its microscopic building blocks. When it comes to figuring out what the smallest observable particle in the universe is, however, we run up against a bit of a wall. At one point we thought it was the atom, then scientists discovered the proton, neutron, and electron. It didn't stop there though. Today we know, by smashing particles together in places like the Large Hadron Collider, that these can be further broken down into even more particles like quarks, leptons, and even antimatter. The issue with trying to figure out which is smaller is that on a quantum level, size becomes a bit irrelevant as the rules of physics you are used to living by begin to break down. Some particles have no mass, some even have negative mass. Unfortunately, trying to answer this question is something like dividing by zero. Not really possible. Number 1. The smallest hypothetical object in the universe. Keeping in mind what we just said about the idea of size being irrelevant on a quantum level, there exists something known as string theory, and although it's slightly controversial, it proposes that all subatomic particles are composed of vibrating strings that interact in order to create things like mass and energy. So, although these strings would technically have no physical dimensions, according to our puny human ability to reason, one could say that these strings would in some sense be the smallest objects in the universe.